What if I told you that after following the steps in this video, you could have more time in your day, have better focus at work, and even get an extra hour of sleep? Now that sounds like a too good to be true infomercial or something, but these are all things that have happened to me since I've decided to incorporate the distraction-free iPhone. And here's a quick look at what it looks like. Hey everyone, I'm Ethan. I run a home cooking channel with most of my time, but also want to start posting videos on this second channel for things that I find interesting or valuable so I can share that with all of you. So recently I was reading Make Time by Knapp and Zeratsky, and they bring up the idea of the distraction-free iPhone, kind of paring down it to its essential components, and I've actually decided to implement that over the past couple months, and it has been absolutely life-changing. So what we're gonna do in this video is cover the steps of how you actually set up your own distraction-free iPhone, and basically you can just follow one step, you could do all 5 steps, you could do 3 out of 5 steps, whatever works best for you. You know, the point of this isn't to vilify phones or social media, instead it's to really be purposeful about how we are using our phones. You know, are we doing an endless, mindless scroll just because we have it? Or are we actually scrolling through Instagram to interact with people, to find inspiration for things, or things of that nature? So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. We'll hop right into step number 1, which is delete as many infinity pools as possible. How many times have you pulled out your phone to quickly look at Instagram, TikTok, or email, and then 30 minutes or an hour has gone by and you don't even remember what you looked at? In Make Time, Jake and John refer to these apps as infinity pools. Basically, there's always something to look at. You can keep scrolling forever and there will always be something for you to consume and digest on the phone. And basically what we want to do in step 1 is just remove as much of those as possible. You know, ask yourself, is this app providing me joy? Is it mission critical for my job? Do I absolutely need it on my phone? In most cases, the answer is probably going to be no, and that's why we should just remove these. For me, I had a ton of apps and just deleted stuff like YouTube, Reddit, Twitch, Netflix. I deleted the YouTube Creator Studio, which seems like it would be critical for my job, but I really didn't need it. I basically just went through everything and deleted them off there. So for me, I still kept some infinity pools like Instagram, TikTok, and Gmail, and I'll kind of show you how I deal with those in the next couple of steps. Step 2 is to turn off all notifications. Now, for the apps that you did decide to keep on your phone, it's time to turn off all those notifications. And I mean all notifications. We don't want any banners or little red circles to suck us back into that infinity pool. For me, I kept some notifications like for messages, phone calls, Google Maps, my meat thermometer app, and Uber, but it's because notifications are pretty important for using those. Now, after notifications, step 3 is setting time limits on your remaining apps. Setting time limits on apps that you did decide to keep, but know that you still have the tendency to overuse, like maybe your work email or something, is a great way to help mitigate that. And I think the key here is to set a time limit that makes you purposeful while you're actually using the application. You know, don't give yourself like 4 hours to go through email because you'll probably never use that all in a day. But at the other end, don't set it for like a minute and then you get no joy when you actually open up that app or you want to scroll through a couple things. I mean, let's be honest, we all want a nice scroll every once in a while. For me, these apps are TikTok and Instagram. For TikTok, I set a time limit of 5 minutes, and this gives me just enough time to post my video and then have a minute or 2 scroll before that timer hits. Then for Instagram, I've set a time limit of 30 minutes because I enjoy flipping through Instagram, responding to DMs when I can, and just reposting stories. So I've given myself a little bit more time here. And I think, again, the key is just find a time limit that works for you. Step 4 is log out of applications after using them. It may not seem like much, but just getting prompted to log in often reminds me that what I was going to look at wasn't too interesting or important, so I generally just put my phone back down. Or if I really still do want to get in, you know, I'll just log in. You know, these apps and companies really want you to stay on your phone, so they don't exactly make it easy to log out sometimes. TikTok, for example, lets you log out, but you can still use the app just as normal without a profile, so logging out doesn't really do anything. And then Instagram, on the other hand, makes you click like 3 pages and scroll all the way to the bottom just to log out. Makes it kind of hard, but making sure you're just logging out of these applications when you remember to do so, again, just provides a little bit more friction to keep you from diving down that infinity pool. The final step, step 5, is reorganize the app pages. Reorganizing your apps is another great way to kind of create a distraction-free zone. So when I actually open and unlock my phone, there's nothing on here. It's just a plain black screen with 4 apps on the bottom. You know, Audible, Libby, where I rent online library books, and then my messages and phone calls. You know, outside of that, there's nothing on my home pages, and then even after that, I have a couple of apps here and there, and I'll help you run through those. On my first scroll over, these are the apps that I use for work. The next scroll over, I have apps for listening. Then on my third page, I have Todoist and Google Maps, and then finally my settings. On my second to last page, I kind of just grouped up everything for apps that I need on my phone, but don't need that often, like my finances, some ab workout apps, or other random iOS apps. Then on my final page, I put those apps that I further want to limit my time to, these being my social media, email, and dating apps and browser, and just putting it on that last page is kind of a gentle reminder for me. And that, folks, is how I set up my distraction-free iPhone. And then to round out the video, I just kind of want to talk about those benefits again. Like I said, I've been getting more sleep, and I've actually been tracking it for the past few months. And I think I was around 7.5 hours per night. And then since going to this distraction-free iPhone, you know, I'm up to about 8 or 8.5 hours a night. You know, no longer am I scrolling through my phone for 30 to 45 minutes. I always used to do that. And then secondly, I've been reading a lot more. I think I've done like 8 books in the past 3 months or so. And just, I find myself when I'm not using my phone, instead I pick up a book or I pick up my Kindle, and I've been loving reading because reading is something that I do really like to enjoy. And then probably the biggest and best impact for me has been my workflow and schedule. So, you know, when I was editing videos and scripting out videos, researching videos, I would constantly pick up my phone. I mean, we all do it, you know? And that has been the biggest difference for me. And right now, I literally forget some days where my phone is. Like, it'll be tossed about somewhere and I'll just forget about it. And I think that is kind of the biggest thing that I have noticed. I just no longer feel like that attraction to my phone. I'll use it. I'll still go on Instagram. I'll still go on TikTok. I'll do all these fun things. I'll message people, but it's no longer this thing that like I feel like I need it in my pocket or at all times, or else I just can't go on. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. Let me know if you set up the distraction-free iPhone and how it has affected you. Again, these videos are really just to provide some value to you guys, give you something interesting. So let me know if you guys want to do any other video topics or things that you may find interesting. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.